Hey beloveds, welcome to the penultimate day of Vlogmas. We have made it to day number 23 and the first stop on today's train is gonna be the cookie tin. So let's go. I've got the cookie tin. Let's shake it up. Why are we even shaking it up? There are only 2 questions remaining in this tin. And today's question is this one. Pre-wash fabric or nah? Go ahead and leave me a comment down below and let me know, are you guys pre-washing your fabrics or not? If not, why not? Right, so when it comes to pre-washing fabric, my answer is pretty easy. Hell yes. I always pre-wash my fabric. Baby girl does not play with fabrics coming from warehouses. I do not know how many hands have touched my fabric. I don't know where my fabric was stored. I don't know how it was manufactured. I don't know if any rats peed on my fabric. Ugh. Just the thought of that alone freaks me out. So every piece of fabric that I get, I pre-wash. No. Earlier on in my sewing journey, I hadn't gotten to be this wise, you guys. So I did used to pre-wash my fabrics, like I've always pre-washed my fabrics. But before, I would put my fabrics in my fabric stash, and then when I thought I wanted to use a particular fabric, then I would wash it. And then the thought occurred to me, but why am I putting pre-washed fabrics with washed fabrics, and then any germs or whatnot are getting transferred from my unwashed fabric to my washed fabric? And so I started rewashing all of my fabrics, and from that point onwards, I pre-wash my fabrics when I receive them. So when I do my unpackaging, I might come here and show you guys quickly what I got, but the next step is always to my washing machine, and then once those babies are clean, I can fold them and add them into my fabric stash. So no, every single piece of fabric in my fabric stash has been pre-washed. Some of them have been pre-washed more than once, you guys, and that is because they were washed and then I forgot they were washed, and then that whole drama with the unwashed and the washed. So now everything is pre-washed and then introduced into my stash. Right, so now you know what my pet peeve is. It has to be unwashed fabric. Goodness gracious me. Now, no judgment to you if you choose not to pre-wash your fabrics. Clearly, that is a decision for you to make, but for your girl, pre-washing is the shot. Now go ahead and leave me a comment down below and let me know whether you are pre-washing your fabrics and why you're pre-washing your fabrics. Is it because primarily you are afraid of shrinkage, which is another factor when it comes to pre-washing? Pre-washing helps to remove any shrinkage that might be on your fabrics so that when you finish making up your garment, you don't have to worry, at least not usually, about it shrinking on you again once it's washed and dried. Or is it because you're like me, a germaphobe, and need to have clean fabrics in your house and ultimately on your body? And yes, once I finish constructing my garment at my sewing machine and my serger, I do wash it again before I wear it, because clearly sometimes I'm cutting on the floor, there might be dust about, chalk marks and all of those things, but I don't care, you guys. I have to pre-wash my fabrics before my hands even start working with it. Right, now you know what my preference is, and now that you have shared your preference with me, I'm thinking I want to quite possibly, do I want to do that? Like in my mind, I want to sew something. And I've got 2 projects in mind. I still haven't done my daughter's apron that I spoke about episodes ago. But I also want to make the Love Notions Arlington. Now I did pull out the pattern and I'm looking at it from where I'm standing, and I also pulled out a piece of fabric. Maybe I should show it to you guys. But I've got just over 2 yards of my fabric and I don't want to waste it by making the blouse version of the Arlington, and that is what I have cut out. It means that I might have to go ahead and lengthen the pattern on the whim, or maybe I might consider making something else. But let me just grab the fabric real quick so I can show you guys what I'm thinking about making. Will it actually get made up? Probably not, but it's nice to at least start having thoughts again about sewing. So let me just go grab it. Righty-hoo. So I've got this black and white rib knit fabric. You guys, I love black and white fabrics. I have a thing for black and white fabrics. And this fabric is gorgeous. It's a rib knit. It's not thick, but it's also substantial enough for me, particularly since I live in the Caribbean. And I think this is going to make a gorgeous Arlington. But as I said, I do have just over 2 yards of it. And I'm thinking I probably need about a yard and a bit to make this Arlington. And then I'm going to have less than a yard left over, or just about a yard left over. And then I'm going to have to think about another project that I can possibly squeeze out from a yard of fabric, and I don't want to do that. So I need to have a think about whether I want to go and lengthen this pattern, or the alternative is to pull that simplicity pattern. It's a Mimi G pattern. She's wearing a white dress on the cover, and like everybody and their mama has made this knit dress. I'll go ahead and pop the image on screen so you can have a better idea of what I'm talking about. Clearly my description sucks. So I might go ahead and make that one, but that one needs to be traced and adjusted. So do I go with the pattern that is already prepped but is not long enough and probably I can just lengthen it on a whim? Or do I go and start a completely new project from scratch, tracing, making my pattern adjustments, and then getting to cut it out? Who knows? I'm probably not going to get it done in time for the end of Vlogmas. So you probably should go over to my Instagram account and follow me there as well, so that you can get more frequent updates on my sewing. Anyways, I'm going to go ahead and do some adulting now. I have lots of laundry to fold, I have dishes to wash, and so on and so forth. So I will check back in with you guys later. Alrighty then, babies. That is a wrap on day number 23 of Vlogmas. I cannot wait for tomorrow. That is going to signal the end of a milestone for your girl. My first completed Vlogmas. Woo! That makes me so excited. So make sure you come back tomorrow so you can hear my final thoughts on Vlogmas 2024. Until then, you guys, stay calm, stay cool, stay safe, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Peace.